Hey, what is going on, guys? Welcome to this Video Game Vets Draft Champions Breakdown. Today we're going to take a look at the draft specifically. Now, we have Madden class coming, which will detail offense, defense, special teams, each individually. But for now, we're going to look at the draft. This is where you build your team. This is where you make your money. Hey, and I want to mention, there's in the description, you can find a Google spreadsheet that details every formation found in each coach's playbook. So go ahead and take a look at that, and let's get started. I'm going to look at it here, and based on that spreadsheet, I'm going to go ahead and pick up Chicago's coach, Mr. John Fox. And in his playbook, we have quite a bit of single back, quite a bit of shotgun, some I-form. So with all that considered, this is going to fit my offense the best. But make sure you take a look at that spreadsheet and find what the best fit is for you, because it's not a universal thing, and there is no one play or playbook that is better than all the rest. It's really on how we the users utilize those plays and those playbooks. So make a good informed decision and start your team off on the right foot this year. Okay, so with the first pick done, we're gonna go ahead and get our legends pick here. Hey, so we lucked out on this one. My number one legend to always pick is gonna be Jeremy Shockey. Tight ends in this game are extremely good. The height, the jump, everything matters. So Jeremy Shockey being 6'5", pretty, decent enough speed at 83, 88 catch, good run blocking. The release is decent, but the catch in traffic, things like that, that's where you're gonna throw to your book. We're gonna go ahead and go with my man Jeremy Shockey right here. All right, so with this pick, we're going to have to take a choice between a cornerback, a free safety, and a defensive tackle. Now, none of these guys here are great players, but some of them can kind of make a difference. I'm running a 3-4, which is going to mean that I need one down tackle, one defensive tackle there in the middle. I'm going to go on this pick with Mr. Kyle Williams here. Okay, so with our third round, some really good options here. Actually, all three of these cards I've taken it several times in the past. Mike Evans at wide receiver. He's not the fastest guy, but card, not bad. Good release, 6'5". That matters this year. Good jump. With that said, I'm not going to take him. I'm going to go with Carson Palmer on this. And I also want to mention as well that Lamar Miller is an incredible back that plays well beyond his ratings in this game, in my opinion. But I'm going to take Carson Palmer here because I like this range for quarterback. Actually, Carson Palmer in this game mode, is one of my favorite quarterbacks because at 83, you're not using one of your better picks, but his ability to throw the ball, throw power is 87. That throw accuracy, short TAS right there, that's 90, and that's going to allow you to hit mesh. A lot of guys run mesh. He's great for it. Throw accuracy medium, right next to that 90 marker at 89, awesome. And he's accurate deep, so all around great quarterback, great pick. If you like a pocket passer, this is your guy.
Yeah, I think they got the best player there, and they got a guy that fills a big need. So
not big on linemen. Honestly, I get the ball out quick enough to where it's usually not too much of an issue. On this pick, I'm going to go ahead and take Amari Cooper, who is honestly, he's a so-so receiver. But if I get two more receivers, he's a real good slot option. If not, he can fill in the hole, and he's a decent option at that position. So not happy about that, but we'll take it. So in the fifth round, here's kind of a curveball situation. A really good fullback that we can take. And usually I would not do that. I usually would go ahead and take maybe this middle linebacker, even though he's low, but he's just so low, so bad. He's just not going to help me out enough. That zone coverage is terrible. He's going to be right in the middle of the field. 71 zone coverage. He's going to give up a lot of passes. So, again, with Mark Ingram, very low speed. You can't run the toss with that guy. You're not going to get out there in time. Marcel Reese, on the other hand, he has the same speed as Ingram here. And he's 6'1". I'm going to go out on a limb here and take him. I've done this before, and it's kind of worked out. I love the fullback runs in Madden. They've been very effective, I think, for about 3 years now. So let's go ahead and take him. and he can kind of act as a bit of a secret weapon here in our backfield for us. So now with this next pick, we're going to have to choose between a strong safety who's decently fast and a left outside linebacker who just isn't. And some things to take into account here is that left outside linebacker, if we were to choose him, he can not only be played in that position, but the right outside linebacker, left end, and right end as well, and the middle linebacker. So any outside linebackers have the potential to be played at up to 5 positions. A safety can run at strong safety, free safety, and corner, but they usually never perform very well at the cornerback spot. The position is just designed a little bit differently. Safeties, strong safeties, they can hit a little bit better. Free safeties, they can cover a little bit better, and cornerbacks themselves, they can cover the best. So with that in mind, because of how slow that linebacker is, let's go ahead with this pick and take that real athletic strong safety, and that will help to shore up our defense and ensure that we don't get beat very deep. So in the 7th round of the draft, it gets a little interesting, and this is kind of what I was referring to earlier when I said that when I took Carson Palmer, I don't want to waste this pick, and not waste it in the sense that the quarterback isn't valuable, but Calvin Benjamin is the kind of receiver in this game, especially looking at the stats, that catch in traffic at 6'5", good speed, good catch. You don't want to pass a guy like that up. So by taking Carson Palmer earlier, this frees us up. Let's take Calvin Benjamin here. All right, so here we go in the 8th round. For me, this isn't the hardest pick in the world. I'm going to go ahead and take this free safety, Von Bell. Desmond Trufant, I like him a lot. I'm not going to lie to you. But I play a lot of zone. His zone isn't the best. It's just about the same as this free safety option here. And on top of that, a good corner is great, but a good free safety, in my opinion, is better. If we can cover the deep field, we can ensure that they can't pick up that chunk yardage, and that's really what hurts you. I want, on defense, to make them run as many plays as possible. If they score, they score. You know, obviously we don't want that. But if they score after having shown me their entire offense, then on the next possession, their chances of scoring go down a little bit. So with that said, we are going to try to keep their offense short and choppy, throw a lot of looks at them, and in my opinion, the best player to facilitate this type of a defense is going to be that free safety. So let's go with him. Okay, in the 9th round of this draft, we've already drafted every one of these positions. At first glance, I thought about taking this defensive tackle and just trying to shore up. Defensive tackles are something you can't necessarily ever get enough of. But I'm going to go ahead here on this pick and go with this free safety. And the reason behind that is he has an 84 zone coverage rating. His speed is atrocious, let's be honest here. But since I drafted these free safeties, that's going to give me a little bit more liberty to go with this guy and risk him getting beat deep, because I have enough faith in those guys back there with their speed and their coverage abilities and my user abilities to go ahead and shut this down. So I'm going to select this free safety here, and I'm going to run him at a cornerback, and hopefully this is a good pick. So I've been getting a little worried here. My favorite position on the field to draft is middle linebackers, linebackers in general, and halfbacks. And currently, I have neither of those. So I'm going to go ahead here and take Danny Trevathan, who I'm not crazy about. He's a bit of a slower guy, but he can tackle. His coverage is pretty good. So hopefully we get another linebacker. Another middle linebacker, and he's my number 2 guy. He's a perfect selection for that spot.
This is a pretty
they're killing us.
Here. Do you go for
so in this pick, I'm going to go ahead and go with Danny Amendola. Already have a quarterback. Not going to deal with the center right now. That will complete our receiving core. Not a bad slot guy. He can catch in traffic, and I just want receivers that when they catch the ball, they can take that hit and not drop the ball every time. A lot of these guys, they can't take the hit and hold on. So I don't have a running back. I'm going to go ahead and take Spencer Ware here, and that'll finish up my offense. Hopefully on the remaining 3 picks, we get some linebackers. We don't have a corner. We don't have a linebacker. But I don't really see anybody else that sticks out at me right now. I'm definitely not going to take another safety. Although I really do like his rating. So if you guys see that card, he looks like a pretty good dude. He's a free safety, so he's usually, even in a cover 1, he's going to have that deep zone in most situations. Really good speed, 6 foot tall, good acceleration. His tackling is questionable, but you don't rely on a free safety as much for that. But the zone coverage is incredible. Just don't put that guy in man. I'm going to take this halfback here. Not the best halfback in the world, but he's got, you know, a decent enough speed rating, and it looks that our offense is going to be based around.
If they had already, but they're certainly building up.
13th round. Oh man. Oh man. Okay, so this one's tough as could be. Terrell Suggs. I just genuinely, I'm not even gonna lie, I like the guy. I don't like how slow he is. I like how tall he is. I think he could be an incredible addition to any team. I've had Woodyard, but he's completely out of his league compared to these guys. With this pick, I'm going to go with Bruce Irvin, 86 overall speed. I know I've referred to speed about 1,000,000 times, but there's a reason. Everyone in this game likes to throw that toss, run in there as much as possible, screens, things like that. A good fast defense is a killer defense. So I'm going to go here with this left outside linebacker, Bruce Irvin, 86 speed, and okay, so here in the 14th round, we have Calais Campbell in the middle here, who I love to add to any defense. At 6'8", he gets a lot of passes at the line of scrimmage. He will bat them down. And that's something that they do in this year's game, and they do it fairly well. I'm going to select Anthony Barr here and complete my linebacking core since I'm running that 3-4. They are so important. Another 86 speed guy. I'm going to take him. Although he's a left outside linebacker, I'm going to get on the depth chart after this draft and move either him or Bruce Irvin over to that right outside linebacker spot. And the tight end spot here, that's great. I would love to go with Gary Barnidge, but I've already drafted 3 wide receivers and Jeremy Shockey, of course, at that position. So we're going to forego these 2 and select Anthony Barr in this round, which I'm actually very happy about because that gives us quite a bit of speed at that linebacker spot on both sides. All right, this is it. Last round. We are not going to get that other middle linebacker in there, so that's something that we need to be aware of. Due to that hole at the middle linebacker spot, I'm going to go ahead right here and take Donatari Poe. And like I said, due to that lack of a middle linebacker, let's try to shore up that spot with a secondary position. So let's go ahead and take this defensive tackle, and that will complete our roster. We'll go ahead and take a look at the depth chart. I will see you guys there. All right, guys, so let's wrap up this ultimate draft guide here. On offense, our team, we didn't have to move anything around. Offense was pretty straightforward. But when we take a look at the defensive side of the ball, however, that's where I had to get a little creative. So if you guys watched the entire video, we drafted early this free safety, who we didn't have a whole lot of use for once he came up, the better free safety. I put him down here at this cornerback 1 spot, and his overall there isn't very good, but I'm going to run him here anyways. His speed is 83, zone coverage 84. He's good enough for that spot. A lot of times he's going to be covering flats, things like that. And then over here on this other corner, I put Trey Wayans, and this is really just because of how fast the guy is. Speed kills, so we're going to go with him. And because these guys, the only reason that I'm, have no real concerns here is because I drafted these safeties. They're both fast. They're both good at coverage. Linebacker spot, I went ahead and put my fast linebackers on the outside. Danny Trevathan right there in the middle to try to pick up any good runs. And because we have the good speed on the outside, that allowed me to take Donatari Poe from defensive tackle 1, move him over here to this left end, and to take Kyle Williams and put him at the defensive tackle 1 spot, who is 64 speed, real slow guy, but he's surrounded by faster guys. So this is how you build a little bit more of a team in this game mode. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you again soon.